Today, we talk about solar panels. And the question was, does solar panels increase value in property? Well, there's a couple different ways to looking at it. And I'm going to be the first, this is the first time ever that I'm going to go over solar panels, pros and cons. I'm going to step aside on my beliefs and I'm going to explain to you how solar panels can be amazing and how they can be horrendous. But I'm just going to tell you the truth on both aspects. And this is for you to comment below your opinion on what you think. So I'm going to kind of be all over the place, but let's kind of explain like this. I had a buddy of mine that he has 2 Teslas, an in-ground pool, and before his solar, I think his bill was like $500 or $600 a month for electric. Okay, well, 2 Teslas and a pool. So he ended up getting solar, and his payment with everything was like $150, I think, a month or something. So he was saving astronomical money, right? So his solar, I think, was 40 something thousand. But over the savings, it was like a 10-year payout if he just paid it off, 10 years. He was saving a lot of money, right? He was saving hundreds of dollars. So as a buyer, if I was to look at that and say, okay, if he didn't have solar, well, I might not have had the Teslas, but let's just say, for all intents purposes, my electric bill would have been, $400 to $500, or I can just take over that payment of $150. That's saving me $300, right there. Okay, well, $3,600 a year, that could go towards my taxes, my homeowner's insurance, anything else. Why is that a con? Why is that a negative thing? Well, it's a negative thing because it has so much negative attachment to it, right? What's some negative attachment? Well, people are saying, well, these solar companies go out of business right away. If there's an issue with the solar, who's to come fix it? If you have to redo your roof, it costs all this money to pull the solar down. Then you got to redo the roof and put the solar back up. And this is why we're doing this video. Okay, the pros and cons to solar. You have to look at it as a way of life or a way of real estate. And that's the problem right now, is that people have these pros and cons, but they're only looking at it one-sided. So look at it the real estate way. In this market right now, I'm not buying a house with solar on it unless it's paid off. If the solar's paid off, then the value skyrockets in desire. Let me explain this. It's like having a baseball card or a certain pair of sneakers, right? It's the desire that I want that, not necessarily the value. Because remember, the value is determined, true value, by the bank and the appraisal. Now, the appraisers, they're all over the place with these appraisals right now with solar. Some are giving it nothing. Some are giving it 5,000. I've seen people give it up to 10,000. But they're not 100%. So sometimes solar doesn't matter in the value of the bank, but it matters in the value of desire to the buyer. Desire to the buyer. Meaning you have a more desirable, aspect of your house than your neighbors. You could say, hey guys, I'm the only one that have solar that's paid off. So you could come into this house and get free solar panels. That's a huge desire right there. Anyone would be crazy not to buy that, especially if it passes inspection and everything like that. That is where it becomes desirable. Why buyers are scared is because in their mind, they got to take over a loan, which is the unknown, with a company that might go out of business. Is the warranty really going to go through? How much does it really cost if I have to redo the roof? There's so much out there. Like if you talk to anyone in insurance, if you're in insurance, you can comment below. A lot of them don't like it because it's the unknown. It's they don't really know anything about it yet. They're seeing roof damage from solar. I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling you what I hear. So buyers are scared. Like a lot of people go, so you would rather buy the house with the $300 more payment without? So yeah, a lot of people would. A lot of people are just like, it's not the savings of money, right? Unless it's free. Remember, we're not talking about if you pay it off. That's awesome. If you haven't paid it off, you want me now to take over this that might be a longevity problem for me. Like you're giving me your problems and you're telling me I can save money. Yeah, I'm saving money, a little bit of money in my mind, but you're giving me a problem. And that's the issue right now that no one talks about in real estate. Yeah, some people might say, well, it's another loan or this in the bank. No, the problem is buyers are nervous. They're saying, I have to take over this loan from a solar company, and now I'm getting this issue. I'm taking on a problem. And everybody that owns solar are like, what are you, crazy? No, it's the most amazing thing in the world. Why would you think it's a problem? Because it's unknown. And if you go to any chat in any group in Facebook, there's never one side of the opinion. It is so attacked. And this is because people are looking at it two different ways. The real estate way is that. That's the real estate way. There's 50 million homes for sale. I can get great deals. Why would I buy yours if you have solar and you're not paying it off and I don't want to take on your payment because I heard these horror stories. It's going to cost me thousands of dollars to pull the panels down if there's something wrong with the roof. And then there's some of these solar companies just put these solar panels on older roofs and the solar panels are like 3 years old, but the roof's 15 years old. This is ridiculous. That's what they're in, all these horror stories, right? Now, if you look at it on the other aspect, let's get out of the real estate world. You just have somebody that's like, hey, I got this huge electric bill. I'm not planning on selling. I plan on staying here for a while. I have these electric cars or this pool. I'm going to throw on solar, save myself $400, a month, save that money, take that money, put it towards my mortgage or my taxes, whatever else I want to put it towards, or my car payments, and now it's saving me, all this money. That's phenomenal for me because now I got solar. Awesome, right? That's the non-real estate way. And that's the problem, right? That person's, yeah, absolutely. You're in a great situation right now. You're saving yourself money. Let's say there is no headaches and you've had solar for X amount of years and you have great, perfect. I love it. That's what I want to hear. But once that person now goes, oh man, I got to sell my house now. That's where it becomes an issue because now this person that's like, I have solar, I still owe $30,000, but it's only this much a month. It's only this much a month, and I don't want to pay the whole thing off. You can take it over. I have 2 Teslas, and the next person's like, I don't care if you have 2 Teslas. I don't have 2 Teslas. I don't want solar. Now that's where it becomes a problem, right? That's the problem. Do people take on solar? Absolutely. Is it 100% negative? No. Is it 100% positive? No. It's misinformed information. And people don't really know what to think of it still. You have the people that walk around door knocking all day long, and they're the worst of the worst, right? Everyone's like, oh, the solar people, they're hounding me. There's just bad rap out there everywhere. And that's the problem with solar. And that's why I did this video, because there is pros and cons to everything. Do I think you should get solar if you don't have a pool or don't have electric cars or anything? No, I don't know why you would, right? It's not worth it if you're only saving like $50 a month. I think it has to be a drastic difference for you to save it. Do I think you should get solar if you think you're moving in the next couple of years? No, I don't. I mean, why would you do that and then put yourself in the same shoes? Obviously, during COVID or during that time frame, was it easier to get a house, sell a house and have someone take over your solar? Absolutely. That's because the supply and demand was nothing. It was a whole different world. So solar is great. And solar is horrible, depending on how you look at it, depending who you talk to, depending on the market you're in, depending if you're buying or selling a house, depending if you're living in a house and not selling. That's the problem with misinformation. And everyone out there has an opinion. The problem is half the opinions are wrong. So comment below what you think about solar. And to answer your question, does solar bring value in a house? Yes, desire 100% when it's paid off. Yes, if you have a solar that's in great condition and it's paid off, it 100% brings desired value. And that's why you should write that right away. And I literally just told an agent that the other day. I said, make sure you change it and say solar paid off because it makes a big deal. Talk to you soon.